of Paida, also looking very, very much interesting to see that they get themselves into the game that is going to be in the playoffs at our Green Light Stadium against Raka Football Club. That's also another big thing coming this weekend. You have the Premier League or the English Premier League finals that will also take place this Sunday. You have also big league games, probably match day remaining two to three to end the league. That's also another thing. But today, in this week, we also saw the kickstart of the Odilo Cup. That has also been one big one. Yesterday, I talked lengthy about it and the teams that probably were to take on and how they will be. Now, the district championship has already started. Remember, after the district, you will be having, of course, the qualified teams go to what is called the nationals. I mean the regional, then regional to nationals, which of course I may be having a few because I did tell you that all this is under, and that is the DFAs, the different DFAs that is handling these district games. And you did see those statement of payment and the rest needed to go through this, which of course today I have Mr. Apangu, who is going to be telling us more about what exactly, how the turn-up has been, because the schools I saw there, the usual schools and the WASIS, and of course who are those new schools that have come through, that he will be telling us, and of course the boys and girls category. Apangu joins me in the show. Welcome. He is the chairperson, of course, of Arua City DFA. Now let's wait and see. In fact, Arua City, let's say, how do they say now, FA? Yes. That is the Arua City FA. Apangu, welcome and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen, and good afternoon, the viewers of this the TV.
Yeah. Let's start. Our Dilo starts today. Barifa is where I've seen the location is. This morning I passed by, and indeed it had a lot of things to talk about or to look into. Via preparation, I did see the preparations are taking place a little bit to me lately, because if you look at the fixture here, it shows that it was supposed to start earlier on, not before, not late, but by the time we went there, we saw that the preparations were still ongoing. Maybe a few things that probably went in there. What do you have to tell us about the Odilo Cup, maybe from the genesis? How has been the turn-up of registration? How are the schools, are there new schools in there before maybe we get to the preparation?
Okay, this year, when you look at the schools that are participating, we have Idiofe boys that are participating for the first time, and then we also have a school called Great Hope Academy, which is also participating for the first time. But the rest of the schools, I think they have always been there. For the Cup, I think last year they played the Cup. These schools like Brightview, they have always been there at the onset of the Odilo. And then Model Islamic came last year, but this year they're also there. And then WASIS Bowden Money, that may be sounding a new name, but WASIS has been there. Of course, it was usual WASIS Annex that was participating, because last year they were the champions. But there was a Bowden Money. This time they're also there. And then there's a class Islamic Center, which is also there. Last year they participated, and this year they also participating. And then Arua Primar. I think Arua Primar missed last year's edition, but they have always been there previously. So these are the schools actually that are participating, especially for the boys championship. So we have 8 schools that have registered for the Odilo for boys championship this year, plus the 4 girls schools that also participated. I mean that have registered for this year's edition. We are kicking off with the girls football tomorrow, because they only have 4 schools that are having few games. So their games are supposed to be scheduled in Arua Public Primary School. But today we saw the ground was waterlogged, and then we are waiting tomorrow whether if there's going to be no rain or if it will be dry. Then we shall have the games played in Arua Public Primary School for the ladies teams. For ladies, there are also 4 schools. We have Arua Public, of course, they're also there. And then WASIS Bowden Money, there was there. And then WASIS Annex is there. And then we also have a class Islamic Center. Those are the schools that are participating for ladies football or the girls football. The preparation has been a long overview. Remember, FUFA sent us a circular that this year Odilo is going to be played a bit earlier than as usual ones. Because this year the registration was registration started from 15th of April, and then it ended up to 30th. And then the league was supposed to be played from 5th of May to 19th of May.
Okay.
That is supposed to be at the district level. And then from 25th to 5th of June, that is supposed to be the regional tournament taking place. So for us, we have taken off with the 80 schools. Although I know there are schools that even called later after they had already drawn fixtures, that they also wanted to participate, but we had already put out the fixtures. The schools were already drawn, but only one school. We felt maybe they wait another season. So right now the games, of course, the games kick off late. We had said with these games to kick off from 9 a.m. But of course, there was some delay because of that first day. There were some delays, and then some schools arrived late. The first schools arrived a bit late. So the first game was actually played between Brightview against Model Islamic, which was won by Brightview 1-0. And then the second game, Wasis Annex played a class. A class came from actually 2 goals down to win this game, which was 3-2. And then as I left Barifa, the game that was now in the second half ending is Wasis Moni playing Edofe Boys. So that is the game that I believe by this time it has already ended. I left it was at 0-0 still. Then next will be Arua Primary will play the Great Hope. And then this school will also play their second games of the day. Model Islamic will play Wasis Moni. And then a class Islamic Center will play Arua Primary School. Edofe Boys will play Brightview. And then Great Hope Academy will play Wasis Annex. So those are going to be the games for the
game. Okay, that's going to be one big thing that you could be talking about as far as, of course, the games of Odilo is concerned. Now, that's an update right there. Registration-wise, I saw the monies looked to be so small, of 50,000, and this, I don't know whether it's true, but on the official handles of official website of that is the official handle website of FUFA, I did see that such a thing in there. First, elaborate what does it take for a school to qualify to play Odilo?
Odilo, it is open for all the primary schools in Uganda, and then as you said, it is the registration is 50,000. You know, that money is of course it was from FUFA that they dictated the money is supposed to be 50,000. Okay, this is actually to make it very simple for the schools to register. When we are playing the district championship, FUFA usually help us with the balls and then the trophy. Actually, the balls and trophies are supposed to be given by FUFA, but you find many times these balls, they delay. They always come late. Right now, as we are playing, we have not received the balls, we have not even received the trophy. But we believe by the time we are finishing on Saturday, because the General Secretary for the region is making arrangements to bring those things. If they come on time, and then of course the finals we shall have the trophies there. But if they don't come on time, because we expect our finals to be on Saturday, if it will not be there, we shall have our trophy, which we shall have local.
Of course,
here.
the balls that are supposed to be played are the Zakayo balls, I guess, because the federation is providing balls, then they should be giving Zakayo balls. Did you even receive in the district to give to the clubs that were supposed to receive?
No, we have not received Zakayo ball. The only Zakayo ball we received was when EXCOM gave us two of them for the ED Cup. But we have not received. But previously we have been receiving this ball. They were not Zakayo balls. I think these Zakayo balls just came this year. But Odilo they have been given some balls.
Because now Odilo is still one big thing, and we're expecting the balls right now that is recommended by the federation is the Zakayo balls. So maybe you will receive the Zakayo balls for the games, and I believe the size would be very, very good because of the size of the team, I mean the players who are there, and maybe pushing in there. So registration 50,000. I don't think schools should be very small like this. How many schools are there in Arua?
They are very
primary schools.
Of course, there are very many schools. You know, Previously, this was played when primary school they had already played their games. So you find that they had a lot to say that now we have exhausted our budget. I think that's the reason why FIFA came this year, that these games are supposed to be played early, so that there'll be no complaint of that we have exhausted our budget for the ball games. So, but still, you know, also bring in very many schools. It also bring in the communications in the organization also. So we thought that these 8 schools enough for us to kick off with. So, but next time we want to enlarge this to maybe to 16 or more schools. That's when we shall put it in very large numbers. But otherwise, we thought this number was enough. Otherwise, initially there were 10 schools that showed interest. Ontoparaka showed interest, and then St. Paul Jaco showed interest, but their complaint has been that the players, most of them went for holidays, and then they could not get them in time. But otherwise, the number is still good to go.
Okay. All right. Now let's leave that there. But I come to one of the biggest talking points in the region, in the districts. Let's have some challenges, because what are some of those challenges that you get in these Odilo preparations or the games that you prepare? But let's start with Odilo, because the pupils should be so hectic to manage.
The biggest challenge we are having in the organization is, of course, the financial aspect of it. Remember, this money is like we are charging schools 50,000, and then out of this 50,000, 10,000 goes to the region, and then 5,000 goes to FUFA. So that leaves us with only 35,000 to manage the games. You find that you have to pay referees out of this, you have to prepare the field out of this. If you need water, it must become all out of this. So now, like enough for us, we talk to the referees to accept this little money, because they know how little the money is, because this money is being dictated from FUFA, that is the bigger association. We are all under that, and then they have to accept this money as it is. So that gives us a very big organization challenge, going to financial. You remember the other challenges we are facing in the district in the organizing the tournaments, they all come back to money. So you find that you remember, if you look at Arua now, especially Arua City, the energy of the games of football has gone down a bit.
True.
Remember, even right now, if you look at the vibe that is coming now, right now in Ontoparaka, it is just starting even in second round. But you find in the first round, it was very down. Yeah. It was really down. So people are beginning to wake up, but otherwise the energy had gone very low to support the games.
Now, as you being in this for quite a long time, what do you think has made the energy very low? Because several times, this energy should be, no one would go, you can't wake up one day and say, I don't want to go for football, or I don't want to go for support sports. Maybe there should be a reason why this energy you're talking about has gone low. What do you think has costed all this energy lost in the sports? Because people don't want to attend football, people don't want, in fact, very many think it is wastage of time. What could have caused this?
There may be very many reasons out there where people have, each individual have his own reasons for withdrawing from the game. But, when I looked at this one point, there was the big rival between Arua Hill and Ontoparaka. This made the people to get a bit divided in supporting the game. And then you find that at one point, Ontoparaka went down, and the other fans were blaming the Arua Hill fans for the downfall of Ontoparaka. Again, now you look, Arua Hill has also Arua Hill has gone down. And then you find that the other side is also blaming the other side for their downfall. So you find out now there's been mixed reactions about this, and then you find there are other people who said, okay, let me first rest from the game. And these are very important people who are supporting the game. So that is one big factor that has made the energy to go down, to me as a passion. And then, of course, now, they always speak of everything. So I see that Arua actually, it reached its peak of the game. So now, people had, there's no any other way they are going ahead. So that is the peak they reach, and then of course, it has to calm down. Now, they're also picking out, good enough, they're picking up, and then people are beginning to talk about the game again. So that is the beauty of it. But you find in football, everywhere, this thing happen.
Apangu, you've been in football administration. For me, I'm one person who has failed to believe that maybe the fans can separate the energy or can fail to the energy, which of course is true, they can. But I believe also there is that as leaders, we are in the sports, as leaders, we have done less. In fact, it is us trying to make people distance from the love for the game. How much do you take as an individual to educate your fans or your people about the soccer, about the football, to make sure that they love? Yes, negativities were there in Onduparaka, negativities were there in Arua Hill, but now that what has changed? What is that has worked out again to make sure that the team or Onduparaka is getting the vibe? I'm just giving an example, that fans are coming in. Yeah. Don't you think some of these things go back to us, the leaders of these different clubs, some of us in these different positions that we're holding in the district, in the region? Like now, I know you maybe have been hated for maybe the truth that you say by one or two people. Not everyone will like you, but how do you make sure that that person who hates you loves you? You know. So for me, I want to say that I think for us leaders also, we are not doing enough. I don't know whether you agree with me, but I feel we are not doing enough to make sure that people still, even investors, put something into this league.
It is true. We may not be doing enough as leaders. Especially, let me look at the two clubs, okay? For example, as a club owners, if you invest, then of course, if you fail to invest in the club, of course, remember, the fans may not have that enough, okay? As a club owners, they need investment, okay? If they don't invest, of course, now like me, I organize football. And then whenever I'm organizing football, I call for the club owners. I ask them, we have this budget, can we facilitate this game? And then if the club owners are able to pay for this budget, and then you find that it becomes easy for me to organize the tournament. But when they are not able, when they are not able to pay, and then it becomes very hard for me even to organize the tournament. Because most of our tournaments, they are sponsored by individuals. You see that? So like, for example, I'm organizing 5th division, which is kicking off very soon. We used to register like over 40 teams in 5th division. But this time around, the number has gone down. The number of 5th division have gone down. Like Arua, we are only having 8 teams in 5th division. So, and 8 teams, we charge them 250 to be paid. And now paying this 250 has become a very big problem. Out of the 8 teams, I think it is only 2 teams that have managed to pay this money. You see that? So now, they make our organization to be very difficult. So, but we always tell people, you know, football, we may not have an individual reward to it immediately, but how about the community that you are helping? For example, if I have a club, and then in this club, there are around 20 or 25 players that have registered. These players are playing their game. Sometimes we look at what are they going to bring for me as an individual. But now, you look at what are you giving to the community. You are keeping these 25 boys very busy playing football. You are helping them, okay? And these boys, many of the players nowadays, they are studying free, okay? That is a very big thing that we are giving to the players. They are using this talent to get free education. That money which is supposed to be paid as school fees, and then the parents are keeping it, okay? So sometimes the parents, by the way, they fail to see this, okay? They fail to see this by supporting their children in the games. You find that maybe I'm the owner of Anyafio, They think that, this is Anyafio, let Apangu deal with it, let the other owners of Anyafio deal with it. And yet, as a parent, I'm going to train this boy. This boy becomes a very good player. Schools like Invara, schools like Ombache, and other schools, they are going to take this child and then study for free. You see, they don't think this what we are giving to your boy as a player. So, if we can support this together, as a parent, if you see that your kid is good, he is talented in football, I will ask that you support this kid. Okay, and even these various clubs, you support maybe by buying them for them, playing balls, this kind of thing. And then, at the end of the day, you will reap. If it is not financially, but it is going to save you, like if now your kid is studying for free, even up to universities. It is now we organize university games here. And then these universities, they need good players. So the kid has finished senior 6, is studying for free in university, whereby they are supposed to pay a lot of money. See that? So I'm asking the parents also to take this seriously, and then so that they can be relieved from paying some of this huge amount of money.
Okay. You just talked about, back to Dilo, we talked about challenges with the waterloggedness of the pitch at Arua Public.
Yes.
Yes, and something that, of course, we are not certain whether it won't rain again. It may rain again, still, even if you're waiting. Are there any other arrangements already, apart from Barifa, maybe for the games to take place?
Yeah, we are going to see tomorrow, if it rains again, because the ladies' games, they are just very few. Like tomorrow, and then we're expecting to play this ladies' game, we are playing 8 aside. Okay, we're just playing half pitch. So if it happens that it rains in Arua Public, if it rains again and then the water cannot dry in Arua Public, we are shifting the games back to what? Barifa. Because for the boys, tomorrow they only have very few games. They like 4 games in what? Tomorrow. So we can have these 4 games played, and then at the end of the day, and then we shall what? We shall bring in the ladies. We can design 2 pitches in the Barifa, and then we have these 4 games played. That's side by side. So that one will solve if the other pitch remains waterlogged.
All right, that's one big one, and of course a very interesting one. So the type of referees you're using, are they still the qualified referees, or you're getting teachers to come and
No, we have qualified referees. Now we have very many referees. We train we train very young referees, and if you look at the way they offset in Barifa, these guys did not only offset in Barifa alone. By the way, do you know that these boys were even the one? There are 2 guys there. We took them for regional games, for secondary games in Koboko. So they offsetted very well. Actually, yesterday Sue was telling me that these 2 guys, they were very good. Although they have not been so much used in regional league, but they are very good. So those are the guys we are using. We have trained very many young referees that we try to empower to offset these games. And they are doing very well there. If anybody can go and watch them in the Barifa, they are doing very well, really.
Apangu, there's been a complaint, not a complaint, but a concern or confusion where people still believe you run Arua District and Arua City at the same time, and yet it's because they knew you as being the DFA, which was District Football Association. Now, right now, it is in City. First breakdown, how is it happening? How, because the mother district still happens to be this, and this is where different have, or the district one has been broken, or the city one has been broken into this. So, first break down this.
You know, I'm the legitimately elected chairperson from Arua District Football Association. But when Arua District was given, Arua City was given a status of city status. Of course, now we became 2 independent political districts. Okay, there's Arua City, which is in a political independent with its leadership, and then there's also Arua District. Now, we felt it will not be good that I from Arua City were managing football in Arua District, whereby I don't have any residence in Arua District. Okay, so when I look at that, I said, okay, there are people in the Arua District that can manage also football. I had my vice chairperson, which is Afaya Patrick. Of course, I was start to say when the chairman steps down, the vice chairperson takes over until the next elections are organized. So that is exactly what happened. I had to step down from Arua District because I did not have any residence there. Even my club is not in Arua district. My
yeah.
club there that I'm running falls in Arua city. So I stepped down from that position. And then, of course, we had our small meeting. The people here said, okay, now you come, and then, because there's a need for an interim body for Arua city. Of course, now, Arua city, we are still managing it as an interim body. The few executives who decided to say, okay, Apangu, you remain as our chairperson interim until we have what? Elections. For a DFA to have, for any district to get a DFA status in FUFA, one, you must apply to get that status when you are given a mandate. First of all, you need to organize 5th division, which actually we did last year. We organized our own 5th division. And then we also organize now, this year we organize 4th division. Therefore now, after organizing our own 4th division, we are going to send this report to FUFA, and then that's when FUFA will admit Arua city to become an independent DFA of its own. But otherwise, right now, we're actually working under the shadow of Arua district. Okay? We are just a branch of Arua district. So, a fire patrol becomes our chairperson. Yes.
Okay, now I want us to also break down because I know I'm going to let you go shortly. I want us to break down about two things. So far in your regime up to this time, when these different districts broke up, there was Madi, Okolo, Terego, Maracha, Arua district itself. It's there, Arua city now here. Which district has been so much that you've seen that has performed well? The DFA, which DFA? Ever since the city status was got and Arua district, the manner.
Yeah. Now, when I came in power as a city chairperson, as a chairperson for Arua district, of course I had the Madi Okolo, I had Terego, I had the Voran right now, all under me. Then Aivu and then Arua city, and then the first district that broke up was Madi Okolo. Madi Okolo has been taken up very well, but they have also challenges. And then Terego also the same. And then I've seen, as we break away from Arua district and Arua city, though the management is not that independent from each other, but Arua district has taken off very well, by the way. They have taken off very well. They have been able to manage all the games, and then there's been less challenges they are facing from that side. Maybe because we are too close in managing the affairs, but they have taken off very well. Madi Okolo took off very well, but Madi Okolo has a very big challenge with their location. The distance is really very big. The area is very big. You find there's Madi Okolo lower, and then there's
Upper Madi.
There's Upper Madi. Managing those two places together has been a very big challenge for the chairperson. And then for Terego, Terego actually, when they went to interim, up to now they have not had an election. You see that? They have not had an election because now
what could be the problem?
Corona came in, football activities were stopped.
Yeah.
And then they had to also to organize the 5th division. They now organized the 5th division. I think last year they organized 4th division successfully. But now, this year they are supposed to be now elections in Terego. But of course now I think the delineation came now from region, because the region is supposed to now make a report, and then the FUFA will now organize for them that. So that has been another challenge. But this year they are doing well, although with the challenges, of course, managing the games, there are also those game management challenges they're also facing. But Arua city has been now the youngest. I think we're also doing well. Yeah, we're also doing well because we have managed to organize all the tournaments that we are supposed to organize here, and the tournaments are also going on very well.
Okay, there's playoffs coming. Is it playoffs or zonals for the 4th division?
Yes, the zonal.
Where is it going to be taking place this time?
Zonal in Nyagaki. It is going to be hosted by Madi Okolo. And then in Nile Zone it will be hosted by Koboko. But by the zonal is kicking off from 21st. this month. So I think by Monday, zonal is supposed to kick off. But I think they have not mentioned exactly grounds where we are going to play. I promoted 4 teams here. Airfield, that was the champion, and then Mvara, Daystar, and then Naya FC. So those are the teams that we have prepared to go for zonals this year.
A great one. It brings me to your this question of Mvara. First round, Mvara, I didn't see them play.
Yes.
Second round, they were playing. Everyone was shocked, and they are qualified. What was the criteria used, and why didn't they play in the first round? They have been asking me this question, but I've failed to answer.
Mvara's Lancers is delayed, okay? Mvara's Lancers is delayed, and then they were not printed. Remember, when the league started, they don't print what? Lances. It was until January that Mvara's Lancers were printed. But good enough, the Lances were already in the system. They were already in the system. What happened, why they were not printed in the system before was there were 14 Lances. And then FUFA is printing from what? From 15. Okay? So Mvara had to add some more players to make it them 15 or above.
Couldn't they play with those 14, whether it was not printed, and maybe play under protest?
No, that is not allowed, because without Lances you cannot play. And FUFA had instructed us Mvara can wait. Actually, it was not Mvara alone, it was Mvara and Valley Villa in Arua. There's a team called Valley Villa. I don't know whether you know about that team.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, Valley Villa. There were 2 teams, Mvara and Valley Villa. So they told us, you can continue with your games. We are going to give these teams Lances when January comes. Let them add more players. So when the January entered, then Mvara's Lances were added, and then they had 20 in the system. And then from 20, they were printed. Together with the Valley Villa, they had 11 before, and then they added some players, 5 of them. Their Lances reached 16. These teams were given Lances. Now, immediately when they were given Lances, we told them, get ready, we are going to schedule your games. The games that did not play in first round, we are going to start playing them. Mvara was ready, we started scheduling Mvara games, but Valley Villa was not ready. Then you say, if you are not ready, we are not going to put you in the fixtures.
So you're telling me Mvara honored all the games?
Mvara honored all the games.
From first round?
From first round up to second round. That's why Mvara being down there from no games, they ended up even actually being the table leaders. Because when the other teams were playing first round, when they were entering their table, and then Mvara, of course, now ended their games very late. Okay? When other teams had finished completing their other games. So that is how Mvara also came, and then was the winners of the other table. The
so
other
as Arua, just like you said you're on an interim basis right now in the Arua city.
Yeah.
Good enough, you've started on a good note that you have you have already gotten some that 4 teams you've promoted to the zonals. What is your target in the meantime for seeing that teams need to be in the regional league?
For us,
from the city,
for me as a passion, since I came to power as a DFA chairperson, there's no single season that we have failed to promote teams to regional. Our target here is to promote teams to regional league. I don't know whether now the regional league is going to be that tough this year that our teams will fail to make it. But otherwise, I always have that hope, because it has ever been there. We always promoting teams in the regional. So that is our biggest target. Now from regional league, we actually expected this team that have been promoted to regional league to go to big league. But now, unfortunately, when they reach regional league, we don't have control over them. They are controlled at the regional level. Their promotion is done at the regional level. It is the regional executive that make the promotion. So our arms are tied there, but we can always give them advice. We do this. Yeah.
You're hosting a big match this Sunday. As of course city, right here I'm talking about the regional competitions. Still it falls in your city. Of course Paida coming against Raka, that's one big thing that you're seeing. And give us the criteria. Regional league, after these playoffs, where does the next team go? Big league straight, or they go and play the northern?
No, there's still a playoff. Remember, FUFA has 8 regions. And then out of these 8 regions, there are only 4 teams that are going to be promoted to big league. Therefore, these 8 regions, they have to face each other, okay, to get 4 teams. So therefore, our teams that we are going to promote from here, when Araka plays, for example, when Araka will play this Sunday, when Araka will play Paida, should Paida win, that does not qualify Paida to what? To big league. Paida will have to face another team from what? From
Northern region.
Northern region.
Yes.
So if they win, then they will go. If they don't win, they'll still come back. Remember last year, Coach Abani was the one that represented the Western region.
They said they were cheated.
But they did not qualify. Though cheated, they did not qualify. So they came back. And then Coach Abani, I think this year did not do well. Araka topped that group there. So they actually in finals with the Navy Central. I think those finalists this time did not make it to final. So,
you know, I want to wave you off once. I have one more question for you before I say bye-bye to you. This time around, it's about Arua City Football Club. What went wrong? You started on a good note as being the TD of the team, also in the artist coaching department. Arua City Football Club started well, but I don't think where you finished is where you wanted to be, because according to your ambition, and the target was also to be at least part of the team that is going to the big league. But things did not go well. First round was perfect. Second round, I did see challenges in there. What went wrong?
So, you know, we started the games very well. But however, we recruited the players. I actually remember we recruited players late as Arua City. Our recruitment was done late, but it was very well done. The timing was good. People never expected us, but when we entered the league, people find that we are doing very well. But we had a crop of indisciplined players. These indisciplined players actually they led the team down. They started absconding from games when we were ending what first round. Players started absconding from games. Some players were playing on the other side of Congo. We find that we have a game here. The other players go to the they go to Congo. Then we said, no, we cannot continue like this. What we do is, let's waive all, let's release these ones off. So when you release those players off,
it left a gap.
It left a very big gap, which we also brought in the second round. We also brought in a new coach who also had to get to know the players. And then we started the second round in a very low note. We actually lost games when we started. 2-3 games we lost them, and then actually that made us to lose the hopes of qualifying. Of course, we also ended up in a good note. There are a lot of negative things. Some of them are financially financing the team. Remember, this is a council team. It is financed by the council, and then you find that what happened is. Council gets its monies in quarters,
yeah.
But football goes throughout. When the season has started, the games cannot wait for the quarters to get what? Finances. The games have to go on. Some games were not well facilitated by the council, and then it also brought the energy down from the coaching and then the players' side. It brought the energy down. So that has been the challenge that faced the city. But otherwise, if we could manage our resources very well, and then we manage the players very well, I think the team has a very good players, and the team could go far.
So we're expecting you next season a very big way?
That depends on, because the way we have ended the season, we need to have a meeting to plan for the season, for a season ahead, but we have not sat for that management planning meeting. So I'm waiting for them to call. You know, we ended the season immediately. This census came in. Like our chairman is the statistician of the city, so he has been so much taken by this census. So I believe after that, then we can have a meeting, and then we plan for the next season better.
All right, that has been Mr. Apangu, of course, right here. He has told us a lot about different sectors, starting from the Odilo up to where, of course, he also, of course, trails for a club called Arua City. Now, I want to say we are ending here for now with Apango. Probably he will be taking a break. For us, we take a break. We come back with international stories, but I will let him go for his duty that side of course, meeting with the team, with the, what is it called? The team of the Odilo team, because they are still going on. Unless you have any other thing to summarize to the viewer.
Of course, we are going to play our 5th division. The teams, we have around 8 teams, as I said. I want to ask the team managers to get prepared because we only have this holiday to finish with these games. By around 22nd, we are kicking off with the 5th division. So get the teams ready and make sure you pay your monies.
Okay, yeah. That's all we had for you from Apango, and of course we'll be getting away. Yesterday, remember, a couple of things happened in English Premier League, and of course what exactly is coming right through there is one big thing that we want to talk about. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
All community school head teacher operating under Sienna Tree. And Pakwas leaders hoping for change as Nebi Catholic Diocese and Mates Namugongo celebrations. For this and more, in the Nalcast News Bulletin. Alright, welcome back. My name is Farish Majid, and now to begin off with the news bulletin. As the oilseed business continues to become lucrative in the country, farmers in Western sub-region have been urged to tap into the sector so as to benefit from the ready market, and this call was made yesterday on the 15th of May 2024 during a meeting of key stakeholders from National Oilseed Project organized by Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries at White Castle Hotel in Arua City. Take a look at the story.
Since oilseed sector is becoming profitable both in the country of Uganda and in diaspora, Western farmers have been asked to impress the sector to benefit out of it. This happens during gathering organized by National Oilseed Project under the umbrella of Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries held in Arua City on Tuesday, 15th of May 2024. Western leaders, farmers and agricultural experts are asked to impress oilseed sector and work hand in hand to register success out of it, since it targets infrastructural development and production. The crops that are in the category of oilseed include soybeans, sunflower, peanuts and simsim. Manubai Mansour, oilseed farmer in Obongi district, says he has learnt a lot, and for them to register success, they need to work hand in hand with the other stakeholders.
Oilseed farmer, majoring in soybean. That one is basically for local seed business. Peanut with a variety called 714 Ara, also for local seed business. And simsim, and then sunflower. Has made me to learn that for this oilseed project to be successful in this region, we need to work hand in hand in these various value chain actors. And what I've learned also from here is that I need to engage with the other partners so that fellow farmers can be successful in the way I've learned today.
Nelson Adira, the agricultural officer for Arua District, encourages farmers to take the opportunity of oilseed sector project since it's profitable.
There are so many opportunities for farmers because under this project they encourage farmers to grow in a way that they can increase the income from the sale of these crops. And two, some of these are of high nutritional value, because this project has actually come as a result that Ugandan government has been spending a lot of money in bringing a lot of oil from other countries, which actually could be done within the country.
Okonze Alfred, LC5 chairman Arua District, highlights the public on how they will benefit out of the project.
This oil project is targeting production of seeds that can produce oil including simsimi, including soybeans, including groundnuts and sunflower, which crops do very well in our region. So it has two components: the component of oil seed production and then the component of infrastructure development. So the component of infrastructure development targets roads, okay, roads to make sure that it is easy for farmers to link their produce to the available markets. And then the project component number 2 is again increasing the productivity.
Amacha Jim, the hub coordinator for National Oilseed Project in West Nile region, highlights the public on why they have implemented the project in the region.
The purpose of this meeting is to strengthen the oilseed value sector, improve on coordination, and help in improving productivity and production of these oilseed crops. What oilseed crops are we talking about? We are talking about sunflower, soybean, simsim, and groundnuts. This project intends to accelerate and increase the production of these commodities so as we improve on the productivity of the farmers and also access to income.
Fred Binino Chakulaga, the Minister of State for Agriculture, says their dream is to see that 20% of vegetable oil is produced locally within the country.
Vegetable oil is so important that the World Health Organization has given the minimum vegetable oil that a human being requires annually. In Uganda, we are a bit conservative and we give a minimum that is below that given by the World Health Organization. Our dream regarding vegetable oil is to have the entire requirement produced locally, so that we can depart from the current situation where only 20% of the required vegetable oil in Uganda is produced locally, and the other 80% is imported from mainly Indonesia and Malaysia.
National Oilseed Project is targeting poor regions in the country. Therefore, West Nile region is one of them, implemented in all the 12 districts in the region and general in 81 districts in the country, and the project is expected to run till 2027. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television, Nilecast.
Moving on with the stories, teachers and learners from Oloku Primary School in Zombo District have decried the poor state of infrastructure characterized by dilapidated grass-thatched houses affecting education at the school. Alfred Jawok has more details on this story.
As Nebi Catholic pilgrims entered day 2 of their journey to Namugongo, Pakwach district leaders are hopeful that the celebration will unlock challenges of roads that have been for a decade affecting service delivery to the people of West Nile region. This was revealed today by Robert Omito Steen, the Pakwach district chairperson, while flagging off pilgrims for day 2 journey at Pakwach Catholic Parish. Omito Robert Steen told the pilgrims that they should pray to God to intervene so that government can solve challenges of roads in Greater Nebi.
That means all our other locked potentials that we have been crying for, like the Nebi, Goholi, Zombo Road, the Pakwach Hospital that we would use to fight Bilharzia. I am very optimistic after this sacrifice of the pilgrims walking, trekking up to Kampala. After Nebi Daus is successfully celebrating the Mass, all our problems will be finished.
According to Omito, Greater Nebi is grappling with the poor infrastructures as some of the roads tend to be ignored by the government.
I am very optimistic God is going to speak to the president, to speak to all funders who have been, whose minds do not open up on our issues. So for me, this is a very serious opener to all our problems that we are locked in Jesus' name.
Meanwhile, Emmanuel Rotomio, an opposition leader in Pakwach district, urged all people of Greater Nebi to come for the celebration on 3rd June 2024 at Namugongo Shrines.
I don't see any reason as why someone would say this will change the whole thing, maybe the situation of the area. No, it is only when someone changes the heart to change the different story. Otherwise, we shall continue praying, even if next year they give us again the podium to be the leader in the mass for the Namugongo, we shall still remain the same.
Rotomio believes that good service delivery cannot be achieved if leaders are divided.
If only the people could change their minds, the people in government, that's who I'm talking about. If they could change their minds and their mindsets, yeah, we will be good to go. Pakwach will shine again.
6 vehicles have been provided to help the pilgrims from Pakwach to Karuma as they will start their journey to Namugongo. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
All right, apologies for that story. That story is of the pilgrims who are moving to, that is Namugongo Shrine, who entered day to day, and the leaders are with hope that this will help address concerns such as the poor road infrastructure, where the leaders urged, that is the pilgrims, to pray for this challenge. And now let's go back to the story that is of teachers and learners, that is at Oluku Primary School in Zombo District, who have decried the poor status, that is of infrastructure at the school, characterized by, that is, the dilapidated grass-thatched houses affecting educational activities at the school. Take a look at the story.
The need for learners to have knowledge in a better classroom at Oluku Community School is a challenge, since the school has only 3 grass-thatched houses for over 760 learners, as some parents have transferred their children to the nearby Adiadwal Primary School for better studies. In a mini survey conducted by our reporter recently at the school, learners are forced to learn in shifts, as this affects their learning process to important subjects. Mr. John Pitua, the head teacher Oluku Community School, says the lack of proper structures in the school will hamper the opening of the school for second term this year.
And one thing is, we are lacking structures. For example, the office has thatched house, and the classrooms, 2 classrooms which was being constructed by the diocese, whereby the school started since it also collapsed in 2013, 2014 the school collapsed.
Pitua narrated that the school was established by parents in 2010 to help learners from 4 villages of Oluku, Adiadwal, Atiak, among others, to get services closer.
Then it came to the option whereby the school where nearby we are here is very far. That is Adiadwal Primary School. It is 3 kilometers from here. So from 2017 we reopen again the school. So the school is from P1 up to P6.
Geoffrey Mashakado, Chairperson School Management Committee and Chairperson Local Council 1, Oluku Village, where the school is located, says upon several requests to Zombo District Education Department to accord the school by government, their efforts hit a snag.
Kubang oru wakia opere, the work plan, doki Jumi District, headmaster mwagi chwalo gine enigi report form mapolo mwaju pongo, mwaju chwalo kadi ministry kucha chedo, but aduogine mazelo.
Peter Owinji, an elder in Oluku Village, revealed that despite the school being a private school, there is need for government intervention to support the school. He noted that with this new curriculum, which requires research, some of them have transferred their children to look for schools in War, Paida and Atiak respectively. However, speaking to Honorable Kushin Grace Freedom, Senior Presidential Advisor, who paid a courtesy visit to the school, observed these challenges and assured the parents that she will table the challenges of structures to the district and Ministry of Education so that the community school can be elevated to government-aided school.
This school is up to P6. This school deserves to be supported by the government because this is the only school in this parish and the only school which is bringing all the children around here. What we have come to do here is to support them to be registered in the district because that is the first level where their issues will be considered. Registration is important, even if it is a community school.
She attributed the failures of some pupils in the previous examinations to lack of structures and motivation of teachers at the school. Honorable Kuyushin added that the school gives knowledge to learners from P1 up to P6 as the only 3 grass-thatched houses were built by parents of the school.
Because one day it has to be upgraded to a government school. It has challenges of teachers, but they have teachers who have volunteered and they are doing a good job. The community is supporting them, the church is supporting them. And so my role will be now to coordinate them to the district and even to the ministry so that they can find some support that can upgrade the school.
Uluku Primary School, located in Uluku Village, 8 kilometers away from Atiak Sub-County headquarters, and it was established in 2010 as community school with an enrollment of 760 learners in primary level. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And finally, the leaders of the ghetto community in Arua City under their group, that is the Ghetto Queens and Kings, are striving to realize funds for establishing a bakery so as to skill and employ the youth so that they can keep away from criminal activities and idleness. And this group is now seeking to appeal to asking for support from all the stakeholders to come to their rescue so as they can realize funds more than 10 million Ugandan shillings so as to set up the infrastructure. Take a look at the story. West Nile Ghetto community, known as the Ghetto Queens and Kings, is in a drive to raise funds worth 10,744,000 Ugandan shillings so as to establish a bakery to accommodate the ghetto members, majority of whom are the youths. With the negative perception associated to the community, for instance, of the high crime rate, the ghetto community leaders are focusing towards rebranding the image of the group, most especially through skilling and mindset change. Recently, the group held a fundraising drive at Highbury Stadium in Arua City so as to realize funds. As Dramaza Sefan, the chairperson organizing committee, says the sole idea of the construction of the bakery is to create employment opportunities for the members.
We are focusing on mindset change. That's why we have brought in this idea of raising funds to support ghetto in their various projects. As per now, the fundraising is for raising funds to support ghetto in the projects of bakery. We want to build a bakery so that we can employ so many ghetto kids on the streets or anyone in the ghetto who is vulnerable. We need to support his or her talent by providing them skills and other necessities.
Similarly, Taban Swale, also known as Zarome, the chairperson of Ghetto Queens and Kings, who is also the president of Arua City Ghetto Community, says the dream is to establish the bakery so as to help as a transformation center.
This group is we want to change more boys and youths. The purpose is mindset change, and we are moving forward to make sure people come to support us. That's why today you are seeing we are in fundraising for making. We wanted to make a very big bakery factory in this town to make sure our girls and boys who are willing to come to change their mind in what we are trying to do.
Meanwhile, Samanya Dafin Draza, an upcoming politician, also joined the group during the fundraising drive, expresses a reason for the support.
What do we mean by ghetto? When we look at these ghetto people, the ghetto boys and girls, we call them hustlers. These are people who move out and hustle about their lives because they think they are forgotten, because they think their leaders don't think about them. But here we are coming to help them out to fundraise on what they want to do. I have been told that they want to come up with a bakery. Why? Because they want to change their lives. They don't want to be seated on trees or on the streets moving around, roaming around, because they have nothing to do. But here we are coming to support them, to lift their hands so that they go out and help their families, they help out their friends and other people.
The fundraising drive to realize funds for the establishment of the bakery was attended by political leaders, the clergy and the business community, among others. Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nalcast.
For the sports fans, I am always here in the studios of West Nile Television to give you what is making headlines in the world of sports. I can confirm to you the biggest talking point in StarTimes Uganda Premier League is all about whether this time whether this is the time for the team of Sports Club Villa to end 19 years drought of not winning the title, because the last time they won the title was way back in 2004. They have spent 19 years minus winning the StarTimes Uganda Premier League title. In the recent years, it has been dominated by teams like Vipers. You talk about Express, not forgetting about Kasasiro Boys. My name is Oracle Benson Pastore, and still in StarTimes Uganda Premier League, the team called Gaddafi today beat a team called Express by 3-2 to see that they move out of the relegation. Remember, we are only left with very few games for the wind-up of the season in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Let's leave domestic league there and we jet to Europe and the English Premier League. I continue to tell you every day it's coming to an end over the weekend, and some games we actually played yesterday night. The battle for UEFA Europa League and also Europa Conference still continues. 2 games we have played. We had a game between Newcastle and the team of Manchester United, and Manchester United surprisingly went on to beat Magpies by 2-1 to see that they revived their hopes of playing in European competition come next season. On the other side, the Blues managed to beat Brighton and Hove Albion at Amex Stadium by 2-1, and the win they grabbed against the team of Brighton and Hove Albion has already guaranteed for them the slot to play in European competition come next season. This is now the mathematics, this is now the statistics behind playing in UEFA Europa League and in Europa Conference come next season. Right now, the team which is at number 5 is the team of Spurs. They are having 63 points. They have already sealed the ticket of playing in UEFA Europa League come next season. And then at number 6 is the team of Chelsea. They are having 60 points. At number 7 is the team of Newcastle with 57, and also Manchester United at number 8 with 57. For Newcastle, they will finish the season with a game up against Brentford, where they will travel away. For Manchester United, they will actually end the move with a game up against the team of Brighton and Hove Albion. Chelsea, they already through. For Manchester United to play in UEFA Europa Conference League come next season, they will have to pray that the team of Newcastle either draws or else gets to be beaten by Brentford and the win against Brighton and Hove Albion. Meanwhile, for Chelsea to seal that automatic qualification for UEFA Europa League come next season, they just need a draw in the last game up against Bournemouth. This is the statistics I can give you as far as the race for UEFA Europa League and Europa Conference come next season is concerned. Newcastle only needs a draw to play in Europa Conference come next season, and also for them to play in Europa, they will have to pray that Chelsea gets to be beaten by Bournemouth and the win against Brentford. And the team which needs much statistics is the team of Manchester United. A draw for Newcastle, of course, will bring Manchester United down, and they will not be playing in European competition come next season. Let's leave the updates about the English Premier League there, and we'll talk about the sister tournament. That's the championship. I can confirm to you the playoff still continues, the reverse fixtures, and tonight we have a very big encounter. It will be a game between Leeds and the team of Norwich. And remember, the first leg of this game ended in a barren draw, so tonight we will have to send one team to the finals. And also the other reverse fixture in the championship playoffs will take place tomorrow. There will be a game between Southampton and the team of West Brom, just like how it ended between Leeds and the team of Leeds and Norwich in the first league. It also ended in a barren draw, I mean goalless. And tomorrow, either West Bromwich Albion or Southampton will also be going through to either meet Norwich or Leeds that are clashing tonight. Let's leave championship there and we jet to Spain and we talk about La Liga. The battle still continues. The battle for that UEFA Champions League and also who will finish in the second position and also in UEFA Europa and Europa Conference. I can confirm to you the team of Newcastle had not in Newcastle rather, Atletico Madrid had a brilliant win over the team of Getafe, demolishing them by 3-0. Meanwhile, there was also a game between Cadiz and the team of Sevilla. Cadiz edged out Sevilla by 1-0. And lastly, a game was played between Celta Vigo and the team of Athletic Bilbao as Celta Vigo beat Athletic Bilbao by 2-1. Still, games are set to be played in Spanish Primera Division come tonight, and the biggest fixture will actually be the encounter between Real Sociedad and the team of Valencia, and there will be a game between Las Palmas as they take on Real Betis, and lastly, Barcelona will have to leave Camp Nou as they travel to Almeria. What about in Italy? It's not all about Italian Serie A, it's all about Coppa Italia. This is where experience talks, also lucky talks. Juventus, the old ladies, the Bianconeris, is a team of recently that has been off form. But yesterday night, they actually made their fans very happy after cleansing Coppa Italia. The final actually was played yesterday night and they managed to beat Atalanta by 1-0. That means Juventus, the Bianconeris, the old ladies, they are now the champions of Coppa Italia. Let's finalize everything with what is happening in French League One. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain, we are away to that in Nice. They managed to beat them by 2-1. It was the last game for the team, for the player Kylian Mbappe over the team of Nice. Of course, he will be leaving the team of Paris Saint-Germain and at the end of the season. And surprising, Olympique de Marseille traveled away to Rennes and they were aced by 1-0. That one brings us to the end of today's edition of Nileka Sports News. And it has been me, Benson Pastore, doing it for you. Like I said, I will always be here in the studios of Westlife Television from Mondays to Saturdays to give you what continues to transpire in the world of sports. I am out of the studio. Have the best of your time.
Right, thank you, Benson Oraku, for that sports update in there. And that brings us to the end of Thursday edition of the Nileka News Bulletin. And I've been Farish Majid. Have yourselves a good evening.